Hey everyone, it's Tom Lamog, Guitarist for Vets. I'm an instructor with the Cyber Chapter and with Cav Arts, the Challenge America Veteran Arts community. Tonight we are focusing on Module 4 of the Introduction to Acoustic Guitar series, which you can find on the G4V Learning Center. Just go under Modules and More. And we've got a pretty busy schedule ahead of us, a lot of playing that's going to be going on. So why don't we go ahead and get right into it? Let me set up my Zoom so that you all can go ahead and show yourself on screen. Good to see you all. Okay, I'm going to do a pop quiz right now because we need to do a little bit of review before we move forward on this. First of all, I'm checking posture. So grab that guitar. I want to see your I'm going to look at every one of you and see how you're holding that guitar. Are you properly placing it on your lap, or are you placing it between, both legs? And where's the neck? Let's see. Are you comfortable? Are you able to move your arms around? Yes, I'm liking it. You have been studying. Thank you very much for doing that. All right, now let's go through the fingers. All right, let's name the fingers. First of all, let's hold up finger number 1, and 1 and 2, and finger number 4, and fingers 3 and 4. All right, and you know what your thumb is, so excellent. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to name the strings, and you tell me. Hold up the finger, the numbers. The number of fingers, I suppose, for the corresponding string. I'm going to call out the E string, and you could either hold up one or you can hold up, both hands. But E's easy, right? So we know that E is strings number 6 and 1. But what is string A? What string number is A? Hold up the number with your hands. A is 5. A is the 5th string, right? So you've got your E string is your 6th string. The next one over is A string, which is your 5th string. Okay. All right. Pop quiz question number 2. Let's name the D string. Which string number is the D string? I'm seeing 4. And if you select 4, you're correct. All right, now let's do G. Let's do the G string. What number string is G? It is, in fact, string number 3, right? Which leaves us with the B string. What's left? It's the 2nd string, correct. You got it. All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to place your first finger on all the strings on the 1st fret. First finger, 1st fret. There you go. Let's see it. 2nd finger, 2nd fret. All right. All right. 3rd finger, 3rd fret. Are you doing it? Yeah. And that 4th finger, it's going to go on the 4th fret, cover all the strings. All right, this is just identifying so far the strings, the fingers, and the frets. Pass. You all do great. So let's take a look here. I'm going to go back to last week's material and just to kind of recap let's see, the instructors, and thank you to it was Daniel, it was also Baltimore, who's here with us tonight, and David as well, and Paul Lilly. I want to thank them for covering for me last week. We had a pretty busy week with some live events, and hopefully you were able to catch a couple of them. We did the guitar shop, which was a lot of fun with Daniel Bigelow, and we also featured we had Malachias Gaskin as well, too, who is a U.S. Army veteran who shared his stories and his music. And it was a pretty fun week last week, so I want to thank those guys for sure for stepping in. All right, and let's see here. So we were explaining how to read the chord diagram. And now that you know the number of the strings and your fingers and your frets, that should be fairly easy now to move on to the next step, which is basically learning to read chords. And I'm scrolling right now through the chord diagram lesson, and hopefully you were able to take in the information off of the G4V Learning Center for modules 2 and 3, because that talks about reading that chord diagram. Let me just okay, so now hopefully you're able to see that better than the last screen. We just went through the posture of holding guitar, naming each of the strings, tuning your guitar. Hopefully you've got that figured out by now. Again, if you are tuning your guitar, it's the first thing you want to do. Absolutely the first thing you want to do when you want to play, because you want to be in tune. It's the first thing you want to do when you sit down and you play music with others, because if they're in tune and you're not, it's going to sound kind of weird. So you definitely want to make sure that your guitar is in tune. You want to tune up and into the pitch. If you overshoot the pitch, back down, go underneath the pitch, try it again. Come from underneath and tune up and into the pitch. All right. Any questions on that piece? Do we need to run through that right now? If you are, just raise your hand and I'll be happy to step you through that. All right, so no one needs that. All right, cool. You're all pros, and you're all in tune, right? All right, good. All right, playing the two scales with alternative picking, chromatic and major. Last week, there should have been an introduction, basically showing you how to use the pick, right? How to use the pick, not so much the fingers. And we've had questions about, well, what if I want to use my fingers to do this alternate picking and all? I want to show you that right now, because I don't believe that this was something that was covered in the last session. So let me spotlight myself here and show you how to do this here. So first of all, the alternative picking, or the alternate picking, it's basically down, up. You're holding your pick, right? Holding your pick. Got that figured out. Down, up, and I believe there was a demonstration. Baltimore, you might have been you, or maybe it was someone else. But I'm going to go ahead and start that chromatic scale. I'm going to go ahead and pluck down with the open low E string. Then, first finger, first fret, sixth string, I'm going to pluck up. So first is down, open, first fret, up. Second finger, second fret, sixth string, down. Third finger, third fret, sixth string, pluck up. Fourth finger, fourth fret, sixth string, pluck down. All right, so I'm alternating as I'm ascending the notes on that low string. So that's the alternate picking. Now, how do you do that with your fingers? All right, if you want to do this with your fingers, you're going to use your thumb on. Typically, you're going to use your thumb on the low E string. So the way I do this, I'm just doing downstrokes on the thumb. All right? Just going down with that thumb. Now what about the fifth string? Again, this is what I do is open A string, it's a fifth string, first fret, first finger, fifth string, and I'm just ascending, but I'm playing, my thumb is going down. There's no up. Back to the sixth string. Let's do this together. Everyone on mute, try this out, all right? Let's try it together. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Then let's go back down. G, F sharp, F, E. Okay, so those are the first, that would be the fifth and sixth string. What about the fourth string? Well, this fourth string, I'm plucking up, all right? It's going to be plucking up all the way. It's open, first string, or first fret, pluck up, pluck up. Pluck up as I ascend the ranks, or the frets, and then same thing, using that first finger, plucking up. So what about the third string? Well, guess what? You're now using your second finger. All right, so the second finger is going to play the third string, open, and this is all plucking up. Okay. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Okay, so we've got the thumb playing down on the 5th string and the 6th string, right? We're playing the 4th string with the first finger, like so, all right? That second finger is going to play the 3rd string, and guess what? That 3rd finger is going to play the 2nd string, all right? And it's open, and you're plucking up. 1st fret, 2nd string, 2nd string, 2nd fret. Plucking up. There's no down. You're going up. And then let's go with the other direction. All right. And so that leaves the pinky, right? No, not really. It's not necessarily the pinky, but you can use it. But what I do is I'm taking my pinky, when I do fingerstyle playing, I typically plant my pinky somewhere on the body so I can use that as an anchor, and my other fingers are able to just kind of feel their way through the strings. So I'm going to use this 3rd finger to pluck the high E string, and I'm going to keep this pinky kind of planted in a way that it won't make my hand move. Kind of plants the anchor there while these fingers kind of stay kind of in proximity of where those strings are at. So then I'm going to move from the 2nd string using this 3rd finger, right, to the 1st string and pluck up. So there you go. That's one way to use your fingers in picking these. That's what's comfortable for me. So if you decide you want to pursue that, do what's comfortable for you. You might not need to plant that pinky, that 4th finger on the body of the guitar. You might feel comfortable enough using all 4 fingers, and that works as well. So there you go. There's just a quick introduction on using your fingers to pick the chromatic scale, the different strings and all. So let's see. Let me go to the gallery here. Questions on that? Any thought? Let me see. I think you can unmute yourself if you have a question. Feel free to go ahead and throw it my way. And if you'd like to go ahead and ask at the end or post it in the chat, I'll get around to that as well too. But there you go. Hope that helped. Now let's go into let's go back to the pick now. Let's go ahead and use this pick, and let's do the. I'm going to show you an alternate exercise to help strengthen this chromatic scale. So I think last week we had shown you one note at a time, the alternate picking, right? By the way, how did you all do? Was that something that you were able to practice and get through? It may not have been really fast, but slow is the best way to go. But was that easy to understand? Was it easy to interpret? Did it help get your fingers on those frets and those strings and playing clearly? If not, I'm going to show you another exercise here that you can do to really strengthen your fingers It's going to give you more confidence in placing those fingers over the strings and making clean tones. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to play this instead of just once and moving on. We're going to play them 4 times, and we're going to alternate the picking each time for each note. So I'm going to do this. It'll be down, up on the open, then down, up on the first, down, up on the second fret, and so on. Same thing. So what I'm doing is I'm going to, with an open, it's down, up, then I'm going to the first fret, down, up, down, then to the second fret, down, up, third fret, down, up, fourth fret, down, up. Now, are you hearing clean tones? Are you hearing the notes sustain? If not, that's okay, because this exercise is actually meant for you to find the placement of where that finger should go. Is it right up to the fret wire? Is it properly? Is there enough pressure on there? So you just keep hitting that note, and when it's clean, move to the next one. Okay? And we're not really talking about keeping time or setting a metronome or anything like that. We're just trying to get your fingers accustomed to the strings, in relationship to where the fret wire is located at. You may even check your thumb out. Is your thumb in the right position? Is your wrist in the right position? So these are all things that you can kind of look at. It's like, I don't understand why I keep thudding. Well, if you're thudding, then where is your finger in relationship to the fret wire? Where's the thumb in relationship to the neck? What's the wrist looking like, right? Are you comfortable? Are you tense? These are things that I ask myself, and you should be asking yourself too. All right, so that was the 6th string. Now let's do the same exercise on the 5th string. Follow me, and we're going to do down, up for each note. And we're going to start with the 5th string open, the A. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2nd fret. 1, 2, 3. 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3. 5th fret. I'm sorry, 4th fret. I'll get this right. I know my numbers. 1, 2, 3. Back to the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the 2nd fret. 1, 2, 3. 1st fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. 1, 2, 3, 4. How's the playing? Does it sound like you're still thudding? Not a problem. Keep practicing. This is a good exercise for you to really hone in on what might the issue be. If it's clean, you're doing great. Then you can do the single note strum or the single note pick, right? Because your fingers are now developing muscle memory, and you're making clean tones, and that's what we're striving for. Go slow. Let's try the 4th string. This is the D string. Let's go slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and open. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2nd string. 3, 2. 3rd. 4th fret. 3rd fret. 2nd fret. First fret. Open. All right, now let's go to the third string. This would be the G string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, open. 1, 2, 3, fret 1. Third fret. Fourth fret. Third fret. Second fret. First fret. Open. Down, up, down, up. All right, how's that going? Is that, are you feeling the notes, and are they sounding cleaner? All right. All right. Baltimore. Did you have a comment, Baltimore? A question? Is that, let's see here. Are you able to unmute? You're not able to unmute? Wait.
Now I can. Now I can.
Okay.
All right. So we got several comments there on the chat, Tom, that maybe we want to address here real quick.
Oh, let's see. Fingerstyle is hard. Rich. Tough it up, my friend. Tough it up. You're the man with the guitars. You're the man with an abundance of guitars. We're going to get you there, Betty. We'll get you there. I love fingerstyle. Fantastic. Alex, appreciate the comment. Frank, I try and say the notes as I run through the scales. It has slowed me down for sure, but trying to associate. Frets and notes. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. Anything you can do to learn the notes, the note names on each of the frets, is going to put you at a tremendous advantage. Because when you start to figure out chords, or when you start to figure out, scales, and you name them, guess what? That's probably the hardest thing to do. It's kind of like, all right, I want you to play an F sharp add 9. All right, well, here's the F sharp major. If I'm going to add a 9, well, that would be a G. All right, with a G, F sharp. There you go. With the G, it's probably this guy here, or G sharp, I should say. That's your F sharp add 9. Wouldn't know that if I didn't know the notes. So kudos to you, Frank. Kudos. You hang in there. You keep it up. Kathy, I hit other strings with the pick. I know, kind of tough. It's kind of like, gosh darn it, why is that happening? It's a concentration. It's okay to watch your picking hand. If you have to watch the picking hand, you can. Muscle memory applies to both hands. Once you got the muscle memory working on your fretting hand, and you can turn away, and you can now focus on your picking, or the other. If it's the opposite, it's easier for you to do this. It's whatever's easiest for you, really. So I highly recommend just taking your time. Go slow. Just go slow. Open.
And also, Kathy, Tom mentioned earlier, about anchoring his fingers. You may want to try that. I like to do that when I'm playing my scales. I'll anchor 2 or 3 fingers over here on my guitar pick guard, and then just play them right there.
Totally. Yeah, that really helps. Take your time. Go slow. Learn it to the best of your ability slowly, and then make sure that it's clean, because ultimately that's what you want. And then as time goes on, and this is good for all of the practice that we're showing you, as you become more comfortable and more confident, then pick up the speed a little bit. Challenge yourself. Push yourself to the point where it's kind of like, I can almost keep up, but just not quite yet. Well, don't move. Don't go faster. Kind of stay that tempo, or maybe cut it back. A couple beats or so. Anyway, I think that's it for the questions. Did I get them all, Baltimore? I think I did. All right, real good. All right, so there you go. The last one, the last string, the high E string. Let's do this together. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, and open. 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open. Okay. Your homework assignment: incorporate this practice into your daily routine. Okay? This is going to get you to play cleaner notes, gain more confidence on where the fretting hand, the fingers in the fretting hand need to be placed, the amount of pressure that needs to be applied, the position of the thumb and the wrist. It's all going to come together, and you're not going to have to think about it. So let's make that your homework assignment. Okay. The next item that's listed here, let's see, let me go back to the presentation itself. Fretboard, diagrams, charts, and tablature. So this is probably one diagram that we didn't really go over. I mean, what you're going to be familiar with is in the coming pages. Stuff like this. I mean, I believe this is what we went through. I don't recall that this was part of the last lesson, but if in fact it was, sorry, but let me just quickly go through it right now. So you're looking at on this, let's see, this screen here on the kind of the center to the right, the G major scale position 1. You see the 6 strings running horizontal. You see the frets starting with the very left, the nut, and then the fret wires. All right, and then you see the dots, which represent the notes on the string located on the fret. And then let's see here where you see the number 3. Well, this is basically telling you that this is the 3rd fret, and that 5 is the 5th fret. Another telltale sign as to, well, I don't know where I'm located at. See this thick line? This is basically the nut on the far left of this diagram. This is the nut. It's typically going to look like that in most tablature. But there's some additional information. But for this particular example, this is how you might come across some sheet music or tablature. It'll look something like this. And this basically is the G major scale. This is written basically the musical notation itself. Maybe you've seen notes before, but here it is. This is what it looks like. And on the top is a treble clef. These are the notes that make up the G major scale. And then the fingerings down below tablature, these are the fingerings. So notice that there are 6 lines. It's tab, 6 lines. And that bottom line where it says 3 and 5, that is your low E string, right? And then as you go up from bottom to top, it's string 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Not sure that having you read music to this level is something that Guitars for Vets is really, I don't think it's included in the curriculum itself, but if you are interested in learning more about this, then let's go ahead and talk after class, because we do have the best music theory book that our book club recently went through, and I could definitely show you some information there if you would really like to learn how to read music. A lot to it. So with that said, let's move on to the next page. Now we're going to get back into playing. So these are the open chords. These are the popular open chords, and we try to teach all of our veterans to play these chords before graduation day, because these are the ones that are found in most of the songs that we teach you. This would be open chords, no fretting, or no bar chords, I should say. These are open chords where you're just going to be playing maybe 3, sometimes 4, maybe even 2 fingers. They're the easy chords and the popular ones. So what we're going to do is, first of all, how many of you are familiar with these chords? Because I just want to get a sense of, did you practice them? Did you review them? If you can just wait, hang on a second here. I need to take a look at. I need to look at everyone. All right. So a number of you have, and for those of you who haven't, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a crash course on how to read the C major chord itself with this particular chord chart. So you're going to see the numbers. These are the fingerings, right? You're going to place your first finger on the second string of the first fret, right? First finger, second string, first fret. Second finger is going to be second fret, fourth string. Third finger is going to be third fret, fifth string. That X on the upper left-hand corner of this diagram means don't play it. All right? So now those O, the O above these two strings, the first and third string, means they're open. Now I'm ready to strum. Are you? Are you ready to strum? Go ahead and form that chord right now. Hopefully it sounds clean, but if it isn't, don't worry about it. Let's adjust your hand. Move those fingers. All that playing on the chromatic scale that we were doing in that last exercise is teaching your fingers where they need to be placed in order to make it a clean sound. Once you make a clean sound, take your hand off and then make that C chord again and then strum again. Once it sounds clean, take it off, do it again. All right? And if it's not right for you, take the time now to put the fingers on one at a time. Maybe it's, all right, first finger, does it sound clean? Yeah. Second finger, play it, sound clean? Great. Third finger, play it, sound clean? Great. Now strum it. Does it sound clean? Oh, maybe not. Then, again, this is one of those things where you might just have to take your hand off and then try it again. Or just reposition the fingers. You're playing on your fingertips, right? Good, because that's what you want to do. All right, so that is the C major scale. Let's now try the A major scale. So that would be first finger on the second fret, fourth string. Right, that's the first finger. You're going to take the second finger, place it right underneath it, and that's going to be the third finger, second fret. Then that third finger is going to go right underneath that. That's going to be on the second string, second fret. Strum it. And that's your A. Take your hand off, put it back on, strum. Okay. Again, you're looking to play this cleanly. It has to sound clean. If it's thudding and you can't adjust it while your finger's in place, take it off and try it again. Hopefully you're playing on your fingertips. Okay. So that is A major. The next chord here is G major. Now, it says here you're playing four fingers, and apparently this is, what we teach you for guitars for vets. But if you want to play an easier G, all right, then what we're going to do is this. We're going to take your second finger. Let's take a look at the diagram. Your second finger is going to be placed on the sixth string, third fret. Your first finger is going to be placed on the fifth string, second fret. And then your third finger, we're not going to look at the diagram on this one. You're going to place that third finger on the first string of the third fret. In other words, where that 4 is, that's going to be your third finger. And you're going to play all of the strings. That's the easier way to play this G chord. And you can play the way that the diagram has it. You're using four fingers, and I got to tell you, man, that's kind of, for new players, 4 fingers on one chord can be very challenging. So I got to tell you, this is what I learned when I was going through guitar classes, college and all. 3 fingers. Give it a try. Okay. How are you all holding up? Is this making sense? Am I going too fast? You're able to follow the fingers and the placement, and really what you're trying to do is play it slowly and play it cleanly. That's what we're trying to leave with you, is the importance of playing slowly. There's no need to rush through it. And if the grip is wrong, take your hand off and do it again. And try to adjust your fingers again. Relax, of course, when you form that chord. Press down slightly, and find the right amount of pressure to make that a clean sounding note and a clean sounding chord. Let's now move on to E major. Here we go with the first finger. Let's see here. First finger is going to be on the 1st fret, 3rd string, right? Second finger is going to be on the 5th string, 2nd fret. And right underneath that, 3rd finger, 4th string, 2nd fret. And strum. Okay, let's move to the next chord, which is D. D major. This is, in looking at the diagram, let's take a look at this here. You've got your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers are placed on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. You've got a 4th string that is played open, and you've got a 5th and 6th string with an X over it, which means don't play that. Don't play those 2 strings. So let's take a look at this together. We're taking our 1st finger, placing it on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. We're taking the 2nd finger, placing it on the 1st string of the 2nd fret. And then that 3rd finger is going to go on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. I'm watching you guys. I want to see you making that D form. All right, strum. All right, take it off and do it again. All right, and strum. Okay, so those are the majors, the 5 major chords. We call them caged, C-A-G-E-D. And there's a lot more to that than just those letters. There's a lot more fun that's involved that will come into play as you become better at playing guitar. Now, 3 minor scales, or 3 minor chords. And the first one is an A minor chord. And let's go ahead and put well, first of all, let's take a look at the chord chart itself. It says you're using your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd finger, right? You are playing the first 2 frets. That's great. On that 1st string and that 5th string, those are open strings. And on that low E string, you don't play it. So let's put your fingers where they need to go here. The 1st finger will be on the 1st fret, 2nd string. 2, the 2nd finger goes on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And 3, 3rd finger goes on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Strum it, but don't strum that low E. Is it clean? Great. Let's try it again. Make that A minor form. And strum it. Okay. Cool. Your guitar players, you played all the major chords that you need to know, the open chords. And now let's move on to the 2nd minor chord, D minor. Let's take a look at the chart. The chart says you're using the first 3 fingers. You're going to be playing on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fret. You're playing that 4th string open. And you're not playing that 5th and 6th string, right? Awesome. Let's go ahead and finger this chord here. 1, you're going to place that 1st finger on the 1st string, 1st fret. 2, you're going to place that 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. 3, you're going to place that 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. And you're just going to pluck or play the first 4 strings. Clean? No? Move your fingers around a little bit. Move that thumb. Maybe you need to just readjust your wrist. Strum again. Didn't work? Let's try it again. got to get out of the way because we need to do the E minor. Oh, this one's easy. After everything that we've shown you, this is an easy one. It's 2 fingers. And you're playing all 6 strings. So all you need to do is just find the first finger on the 5th string 2nd fret and the second finger on the 4th string 2nd fret and play. I think you guys learned this last week, the E minor. The E minor and the A sus2. This is save the best for the last, the easiest for the last. So, okay, homework assignment. Practice these chords. You want to learn these chords. You want to play them slowly. You want to play them cleanly. You want to, again, drop your hand, form the chord, strum. Clean? No? Adjust it. Drop your hand, make the chord, do it again. This is how you're going to build your muscle memory for making these chords, making them quickly, and making them cleanly as well too. So let me stop the presentation for just a moment and see if anyone has any questions, any thoughts. All right, Lonnie. Hey, Lonnie, what's your question? Go ahead and unmute. I think you can unmute. Let's see. Maybe I need to unmute you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between a minor and a major?
So each scale, major and minor, have its own set of tones. A major has one set of tones, and a minor has a different set of tones. There is a formula that you use to create a major. In fact, I think all scales are built off of the major scale, and there are formulas that are created to, say, create the minor scale. Like there are 7 notes really in the scale. If I were to say, okay, I'm going to play note 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to do something special to that 3rd note, like make it flat, or I want to make it a flat at a 6th note in that scale. That's generally the formula for creating the minor scale. Without going too deep into that, that's really, that's really kind of the short answer. There's a formula on creating these different sounding scales. And those formulas will affect the notes within the major scale to create those different types of scales. Like there's an augmented scale, a diminished scale. There's scales with added 9ths and 11ths, and there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. But I hope that kind of gives you some insight as to what that is. We're showing you primarily just major and minor. Those are the ones that you'll want to learn first as you learn to play guitar, because those are the popular types of chords and scales that you'll come into in your early part of your journey. And then we start to throw some things at you that'll be a little more challenging, but we'll wait until you're comfortable with majors and minors.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, you bet, Lonnie. Thanks for joining us. Who else? Any other questions? Major sounds happy, minor sounds sad. That is a true statement. Yeah. So if you take a listen to some of your, go ahead and put on one of your favorite songs. Does it sound like it may be happy? Or does it sound like, it's this really easy way to tell if it's a major or minor. Doesn't apply across the board, but for the most part, it's a general rule that the happy sound is associated with major, and minor is a little sad. Okay, thanks for that, Matt. All right, so let's see here. Let's move on to the next. The next thing is a strum. All right. You guys doing okay, ladies and gentlemen? Are you hanging in there okay? Is this going fast enough? Is it challenging enough for you? All right. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen, share the presentation again, and let's see what's next on this deck. Putting it all together. Okay, so we just played these 4 chords, didn't we? E minor, G major, D major, and A major. So for this exercise, we're going to start counting. We're going to do that 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time we count to 1, you strum down, and that's what that down arrow is showing you. You're going to strum down. We're going to play the E minor. First of all, everyone make the E minor chord. All right, now that let's see, wait a minute, I'm going to watch. I want to make sure. Show me your E minor chord, everyone. I want to make sure you're not cheating on me here. Yeah, cool. All right, awesome. So you got the E minor down. So it'll be like this. Let me count in. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. The next time I say 1, it's E minor. All right? And then I count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that strum, without doing anything, I let that E minor play for 4 beats, four counts. That's a whole note. All right? Is that important for you to know? Not really. We're just kind of introducing this concept of the note values. A 4 count for this E minor is a whole note. We're playing 4 beats. And then when we come back to the next time I say 1, then we play G major. All right? So it looks kind of like this. 1, 2, 3, E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to get to that G before I count to 1. So it's E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the G. 1, 2, 3. Then I go to the D. 1, 2, 3, to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. So every time a 1 comes up, be ready to hit that chord. If it takes you 3 beats to get to that chord, then take it. All right? So it's basically, let me show you in real time what that would look like. Okay, I'm going to start with an E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, and then I'm going to quickly scramble to get to G. 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I'm going to quickly scramble to get to D. 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I'm going to quickly scramble to get to that A before I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how we're doing this particular strumming pattern with this set of chords. I'm going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come in with that E minor. All right? And then I'm going to count 2, 3, 4. And while I'm counting 2, 3, 4, you get to that G, because the next time I say 1, you're going to hit that G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then when I come to that 1 for D major, make sure that you're ready to play that D major. When I say 1, 2, 3, 4, the same with that A major. 1, I want to make sure that A major is what I play at 1. Okay? So let's give this a try, and I'm going to go really slow. And the key here is make the chord, do your best to make it clean, but you definitely want to make sure you come in on time. All right? Even if it's just, okay, I'm just going to play 1 note of that E minor. Okay? If it's just the E, it's a low E, at least you get the idea. I know I need to make that E minor, but I'll just hit that E for right now, because that's as fast as I can go. And then work up towards making that complete E minor chord. So it's going to be a little challenging for you at first, and be fair and be patient with yourself. You'll get it. It's just go slow, make it clean. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, E minor, 4, 1, 2, 3, G, 4, 1, 2, 3, a D, 4, 1, 2, 3, A, 4, 1, 2. Let's go back to E minor, 3, E minor, 1, 2, 3, G, 4, 1, 2. Get ready for D. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. A. One more time. 2. Back to E minor. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 to a D. 1, 2, 3, 4 and A. 2, 3, 4. All right. Yes. Oh, was that nerve-wracking or what? So much to think about. But you'll all do just fine. You'll all do just great. So, show of hands. Hang on. A show of hands. How many of you were able to make all clean chords? Were you able to make all clean chords through this exercise? If you were, way to go, because this is not easy. Yes. All right. Kudos. How many of you made it to the ones but didn't quite make it a clean sound chord, but you really tried? How many of you made that down strum on that one? How many of you were able to do that? Yeah, awesome. Awesome, awesome. So as you can probably guess, there are a number, my dog is moving my background behind me. There are a number of things that have to come together, that you have to coordinate in order to make this work. It's one, you have to think about the timing of it all. One, and keeping beat, right? Keeping beat. Ooh, that's already tough. And then it's like, okay, get my fingers to the position on the fretboard to play it cleanly. That's another thing. And then it's like that strumming hand. I've got to go in there and I make sure that I strum at the right time with the right frets, right? So there's a lot going on there. Challenging stuff, but you know what? You are well on your way to making that happen. So this is an assignment for you all. I want you to do the same exercise as counting. And let's do this one more time so you don't forget. All right? So we're going to stay at a slow pace, and we're going to transition between E, G, D, and A on the ones. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. E minor. 1, 2, 3. G4. 1, 2, 3. D4. 1, 2, 3, and A major. 1, 2, 3. Back to E minor. 1, 2, 3 to a G, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and D. 2, 3, 4. A major. 2. Let's do it one more time. E minor. 1, 2, 3, and a G, and 1, 2, 3 to a D, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and an A. 1, 2. Let's end on an E minor, and 1. All right. Way to go. All right, so let's see here. Let me just stop this presentation for a moment and open it up to questions, thoughts. How was that? Was that easy? Was that challenging? Was this like, this is actually impossible? You're going too fast for one, Tom. Sorry, but I'd like to answer your questions, get your thoughts. Is this helpful? That would be great to know. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Yes,
Tom,
Lonnie, go for it.
when I was practicing some of the strumming, one of them was the root strum, but I didn't understand what that was.
I think what that sounds like to me is that you're hitting the root note when you strum, probably at the bass line. So if you're playing like an E major strum, like the root note is the low E. And I typically think of that when I'm doing like D. And I'm hitting the root note when I strum. So that's my interpretation of what.
Because when I was looking at it and reading it, it sounded like it wasn't played. So I didn't know if it was.
The root was not played. It's the first time I've really heard it put that way. So if maybe you can share with me where you've located, where that resource is at, and I can see if I can interpret that for you. Sound good?
It was one of the lessons that the gal sent to prepare for the class tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, do me a favor. If you can let me know where you see it, I'll be happy to take a closer look at it, and see if I can explain that. And I can definitely share the response on the community thread for sure.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Lonnie. Okay. G is no fun. Did I miss that one? E minor is perfect. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you. Both for that question, Rob. Okay. Robin, I hope I'm not calling you by the wrong name, because I know. Hey, Robin, unmute yourself, please. Let me ask you. Thank you for joining us. Are you Robin, or are you some?
Robin, yeah.
You are Robin, right?
Yeah, I am Robin. What happened was my daughter changed it when she was on Zoom one time, and she put her name in, and I didn't realize when I got on your program that it was still under Claire. But it's Robin. I am Robin. You can call me Rob or Robin. It's either or.
Oh, okay. I'll stick with Robin. I just want to make sure get your name right. Thank you for joining us tonight.
No problem.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. So now, let me go to the next. Here's one other thing. I don't know that I want to go too deep into this. Let me bring the presentation back up. And the presentation itself talks about eighth notes, but let me get to that slide very quickly. We were just doing the whole notes. We were just doing a down strum at the ones. But there are different ways to count, okay? There are different values of notes. So you've got your whole note, which is four beats. Strum, count 4, and that's a whole note. Then you got your half note, which is 2 beats. Half of a whole note is 2 beats. Then you've got the quarter note, which is 1, and then you've got the eighth note, right? And the way that you count eighth notes, we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are that's counting quarter beats or quarter notes. If we're going to be counting in eighth notes, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In this particular diagram, we're showing you a pattern with eighth notes, and the way I'll go and play this for you. I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as you can see, 1 is down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then on that I'm going up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. So, strumming isn't just down strums. You got the up strums as well, too. And the golden rule of strumming, which I think was covered in the last lesson, is every time you count 1, 2, 3, 4, the rule of thumb is to strum down. And if it's an and, you're going to strum up. It's an upstroke. So if you guys want to give this a try with me, let's do it. All right. So it's going to be 1, 2, 1. I'm sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then up, change to the G. 2 and 3 and 4. Up. Then a D. Down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then back to the E minor. let's run through this one time. Actually, let's run through this a couple of times, and I'll go slow. And if that wasn't really clear to you, watch and listen to what I'm doing, and then play catch up on the next time we play the next eighth note. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and back to E minor and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and E minor. And there you go. So that is how we incorporate eighth notes into the strumming. The golden rule of strumming, again, is something that, the number, strum down. If it's an and, strumming up. All right. So there you go. There's that. The next page itself, I'm going to just demonstrate this for you. You don't have to do this, but if you want to give it a try, then by all means. It's the same 4 chords, but this time, again, we're strumming down on the number and we're strumming up on the and. So it looks and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and try it with me. E minor, 2, down, up, down, G, down, 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 up to a D, down, 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 up, down, and an A, down, down, up to an E minor, 1, 2, down, up, down, G, down, 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 up, down, do a D, down, down, up to an A major, down, down. I know you're having too fun doing this. Let's do it again. 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. How did you do? How was that? Anyone make it through okay and are proud about doing that? Because that's tough. That is a tough exercise, especially if you're starting out. Okay, homework assignment. I really would like you to try this strumming pattern out slowly. Play it cleanly, all right? Because once you're done with that, you are ready to start playing songs. And I will go to the next page and show you that Seminole Wind by John Anderson from the 80s, a country tune. It was a big song. Uses these very strum patterns and chords. And you can go find this instruction. I actually teach it, and Baldemar has even helped me with some strumming patterns as well too. There are a couple resources in the G4V Learning Center to get you practicing using these chords, using these strumming patterns, and having a good time playing a popular song with that. So definitely check it out when you're able to. So anyway, that's the homework assignment. I'm going to stop sharing the screen here and bring everyone back online. Thank you all for being a part of tonight's Module 4 run through, the review, the deep dive itself. Hopefully you've got something out of it. And I'd like to go ahead and answer any questions, and if you'd like to stick around, I'll stick around for a few more minutes to answer any questions that I may have not have gotten to. And if not, if you're satisfied with what we covered tonight, then we will see you next week, Tuesday, to wrap up the ITAG series with Module 5. I'll be back here, and we're going to be playing more strumming patterns and kind of get you ready to venture out into your own guitar journey and doing, things like learning songs or maybe getting ready for lessons if you think that that's the next step for you. Either way, we want to get you ready for that. So thank you all again for joining us this evening, and really appreciate your support. Thanks. See you next week. Stick around if you'd like to ask questions, then I'm here. So thank you. Good night.